I always want a better computer. It's just a thing that I want. You can't really argue with better is better, and it's a good strategy to enjoy games more. It's not that I play a lot of games though, and having a better computer certainly wouldn't make or allow me to play more games. That depends on how much time I have. However, this whole conundrum does not stop me upgrading it. GPU prices are on all-time high, and I don't really wish to spend £300–400 just to get a slightly better performing PC. So I figured I should run 2 graphics cards at the same time using SLI. I have had a company laptop with 2 cards in SLI already, so I understand that it can be a pain sometimes. But hey ho! Upgrading is fun! I figured that adding another GTX 960 to my collection could not just help me have another card, but it would also test why my computer at random times during the day, at least once, restarts. I've replaced and tested all the parts apart from the motherboard and the graphics card. My plan was to determine if my PC would restart with another, hopefully functioning, graphics card. Coventry housed the person whose GTX 960 I found on Gumtree. This was also to be my first ever used product purchase in the UK. Yay for firsts! I planned to go to Coventry, check if the card was okay, possibly buy it, and then discovered what Coventry as a city can offer to someone like me. Oh boy, did it work out in the end! I arrived at the person's house, he still had it in his computer, it seemed to be in working order, ran some games, removed the card, and profit! It was much easier than expected. Then it was time to grab something to eat. The local Asda proved to be a great food source on a budget, as those kinds of hunting grounds almost never disappoint me. While munching on some things, I checked Google Maps to see what's going on. It seemed the city offered a nice little centre to walk around and get some fresh air. I ended up parking at the local IKEA, thinking it would be free. While it ended up being not free, my foolproof plan allowed me to actually park for free, provided I purchased stuff at IKEA for more than £10. Ha! I had wanted to buy a wall clock for ages. I guess it was time. Did I mention I had to use the air conditioning in the car for the first time this year? I mean, I had to use it a couple of times to dry the air through winter, but I mean, this time I actually used it to cool the air in the car. I can't believe warm weather is finally here. Anyways, I found that there is a cathedral, actually ruins of a cathedral, bombed during the Second World War, and the Transportation Museum. Oh, how I love transportation museums. They are full of fun and vehicles and whatnot. It's a blast. Budapest, more precisely the City Park in Budapest, offers a great transportation museum with lots of Hungary-specific things. The museum has a unique collection of locomotives and railway cars on a 1:5 scale. The models represent a wide range of railway technology there. The museum shows also a locomotive and wagon in real size with a railway station of the 1900s. The museum also owns the collection of planes in Air Park, an aviation museum dedicated to the history of Hungarian civil aviation next to Budapest Liszt Ferenc International Airport. I haven't been to the airport one though. I guess I just used the airport for flying and stuff. Never mind, I drove through a couple of times. Bye. Let's continue with the adventure. I walked around the cathedral and it was moderately impressive, since the Germans and Brits happened to disagree regarding the existence of the cathedral, and as a result the Germans bombed it, there isn't much to see. The city has had 3 cathedrals. The first was St. Mary's, a monastic building of which few ruins remain. The second was St. Michael's, a 14th century Gothic church designated cathedral that remains a ruined shell after its bombing the Second World War. A third, the new St. Michael's Cathedral, built after the destruction of the former. Exciting. It was very modern looking. So the museum was free to enter, the Transport Museum, but they kindly asked for a donation after making it mandatory to check in at the front desk. Since they offer a nice guidebook in exchange for your money, I doubt anyone would argue against donating. The museum is located in Coventry because the city was previously the centre of the British car industry. There are more than 240 cars and commercial vehicles, 100 motorcycles, 200 bicycles. There was an interesting video about the troubles women faced when trying to ride a bicycle in big skirts, and how some men and even some women were opposed to women adapting a new, more practical trousers-based clothing style. One of the reasons was that some people found it hard to distinguish men and women if they were both wearing trousers. It's indeed a challenge I face every day. I certainly did have trouble following the big red arrows showing where to go. One time I ended up using a lift, then got confused why I'd seen those cars already. Now you might have a better idea now why I call these days adventures as opposed to just days, because I'm stupid. Local markets with all sorts of crazy characters and things on sale can be found in Hungary. The most famous of all was the Chinese market that was closed a couple of years ago. You were able to buy anything there. Anything. I won't go into what anything covers. It covers everything. Coventry does indeed has a market that would let me buy most things, I guess. Not having the need to buy anything allowed me to just wander around and look at stuff. Then it was time to get back to IKEA, buy my clock and call it a day. On my way home, I stopped a couple of times to admire the scenery. It's indeed nice outside in the UK. I can't stop enjoying these road trips, especially when there's sun. Now, have you been curious about what it's like to travel really fast from near Coventry to a Sainsbury's in Milton Keynes? Now it's your chance to enjoy it, as I'll show you the way. that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment, as it is always fun to do so. Goodbye!